McKeon Pavilion getting a little rowdy, and why not with the number 11 team in the nation, the Oregon Ducks, coming to town. Mills out of Australia, and a very good free shooter in Todd Golden. This place is absolutely packed. This is McKeon Pavilion, and it seats 3,500, and we're told that they have 3,507 because the fire marshals are here, 7 of them.
Hey, they got to keep it in check here, and they better. This crowd getting into it. They are on their feet. The students have stayed through the holidays to be here for this one.
And the coach of St. Mary's is Randy Bennett. He has done an outstanding job. He led the Gales to the NCAA tournament in 2005 as the number 10 seed. That team won 25 games, and he has 105 wins, 5 shy of James Weaver's school record. This is a guy who loves defense.
He does. It's all about defense. I asked him about his offense. He said, well, we kind of hope the defense creates that offense. So, again, going back to defense.
And how about the series history? St. Mary's has beaten Oregon just 1 time, and that came before you and I were born.
Yes. Long time ago. Way back when. You know, this program, both of these programs very similar, and both coaches have talked about their style and what they're expecting, and that's why this is such a big game. St. Mary's, you know, so many look at them as a mid-major type team, but this is a team that has 4 starters back from last year, and they are feeling very good about themselves.
And the school enrollment is just under 5,000. St. Mary's in Moraga, California, founded in 1863. This is the 135th year. They've had very strong basketball programs recently, with Lynn Nance in 1999. 1989, I should say, and of course the Ernie Kent era in the mid-90s. But Randy Bennett has brought back that success. 2 unbeatens. Oregon at 4-0. They are beating the opposition by an average of 20 points per game, and St. Mary's is 3-0. There's Malik Hairston, and he has played much bigger than his 6'5" frame, and this year he is really rebounding the basketball well.
Yeah, out last year with some injuries, and he was determined in the offseason to come back and come back healthy.
St. Mary's controls the tap. This is the super point guard from Australia, a very talented 5'10" freshman from Canberra, Australia. Oregon playing in their man defense. It's Hairston who's picking up the forward Ian O'Leary. And there's a block by Catron. Lawan Porter is only 5 feet 6 inches tall. That might be allegedly 5 feet 6 inches tall.
Both of these teams are going to look to run. They're excellent three-point shooting teams.
And there was a foul, and it goes against Ian O'Leary, the 6'7" junior from Woodland Christian, California.
That's one thing they have to be careful with, the quickness of this guard play of Oregon. You don't want to get into any foul trouble.
And over and back, that's the first turnover for the Ducks. And Ernie Kent's team has just been tearing teams apart. They've been outscoring the opposition, as I said, by 20 points per game, averaging 90 points. I mean, the Pac-10 is loaded with great teams, but 90 points per game, are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's really a show. It was really something else. 83 points per game for St. Mary's. They like to push it as well.
Diamond Simpson on that low block. He was all West Coast Conference last year. And it's blocked by Oregon, and it's Cameron Brown, the freshman from Modern Day High School in Southern California, and he throws it away. Second turnover on 2 possessions for the Ducks. That's 3 blocks on 3 defensive possessions for Oregon, and they're not a big team.
A couple of turnovers, but they get back on the D and they try to make up for it.
Brown misses the 3.
Mills running the point, the freshman, as you said, from Australia. They said he just gets himself open. His quickness is amazing, and there you see it.
With the left hand. He was one of Australia's top basketball prospects, the youngest ever invited to the national team training camp. And here's Catron with the rebound.
Lawan Porter taking that last shot. He had been running the point. Then they had to bring in Cameron Brown without Bryce Taylor, and they're very happy with what he's been doing for them. Giving a little more size at the point guard spot.
But a freshman on the road in this kind of a hostile environment. And there's Mills with the steal. He strips the freshman Brown and has scored his second field goal.
You're absolutely right, Steve. Cameron Brown was a player they thought they would bring in occasionally to help out pt1 Porter right there with the ball. And instead, he's starting for them at the point.
Oregon with 3 turnovers and no points in 3 minutes. Now they finally get their first field goal. Malik Hairston.
They are really looking for him to have a breakout year. He's coming off with a 24-point game at Portland.
Porter is covering Golden. He's their best 3-shooter. Nice feed inside from Patrick Mills to Samhan, and he hooks it in for a 4-point lead.
Omar Samhan reshaped his body, muscled up over the summer.
Porter, this guy has that great hesitation. He can not only shoot the 3, but we've seen him very good in the mid-range game. For a guy 5'6", that's unusual.
You're right. At 5'6", he really uses that quickness, though, to his advantage.
Mills missing the 3. Here comes Oregon, a 3-on-1 break. It's Lunin to the left, and he'll score easily.
Marty Lunin is really their unsung hero. He's kind of the glue for this team. Hard worker. Leads them in rebounding, averaging 11 per game.
And just about every coach, when you talk about Oregon, when you're defending them, and I asked Randy Bennett today the key, and he said, transition defense. Well, they just got burnt that time with Lunin, their postman, leading the break. Mills is fouled. Patrick Mills can do it on the offensive end. He's shown he can do it on the defensive end. He might be the key to this season.
Patrick Mills, the transition and the defense. That's what Randy Bennett wants.
But Porter can rip it outside. Bryce Taylor, averaging over 14 points per game, won't play tonight, they don't believe. And then Hairston and Marty Lunin. I mean, that's quite a quartet. The guy they lost, though, Aaron Brooks, finished second to Aaron Aflalo for Pac-10 Player of the Year. That's a big loss.
That was a big loss, but he's gone on to play in the pros, was picked up 26th overall, and he's with the Rockets now. But they're trying to find a couple of players now. He can't just fill his shoes with one player, and so they've got to have multiple guys step up. But when you look at those numbers, double figures from 4 players coming back, that's a lot of points.
And if St. Mary's can get to the foul line, they could upset Oregon today, because they went to the foul line almost more than any team in the nation. They were 8th in the nation in free throws attempted. That's 25 attempts per game, but they're 1 of 2 here. And they were just a 69% foul shooting team last year, and that's the same number they have this year.
It tells you how aggressive they are, though. They're going to come at you. They're going to try to go after you every time.
And Oregon can really rip in spurts. They had no points in their first 2:47 of this game, and they've scored 8 the last minute plus.
They had to just get settled in a little bit. Yeah. This crowd was definitely trying to cause them some problems.
There's the drive by Diamond Simpson, and he is fouled. Will be at the free throw line.
Malik Hairston. This is a guy that they just can't believe the kind of game that he has brought this year. He was invited to play for the Pan Am team over the summer, but it's all about the conditioning. It's all about his own mindset and what he wanted to do. He was injured last year. He missed over 10 games, and he knew he needed to work on some things, and he did it.
He kind of found out that he is not very flexible. He's been working on a lot of his stretching, doing that important sport of yoga.
Yes.
It's the inner workout.
It is the inner workout. And that'll help you in so many ways. Flexibility, mentally. He's also graduated in 3 years.
Simpson misses with the 3. Porter straight down the middle of the floor with a pull-up. Spins out, no. Catron battle for the rebound, won by Simpson. Curtis Mills is quick.
One of the keys for Oregon, they said before this game, they had to slow Mills in the transition. Not easy to do, especially with a player like Bryce Taylor out, one of their best defenders. They would have put him on him if he would be in, but he's not, so they've got to find some others.
Second foul on Jovan Catron, so Ernie Kent has to quickly go to the bench, and he will bring in his international flavor, and Franz Dorsainville. Sounds like he's from France. No, he's from Montreal, Quebec. And there he is, Franz Dorsainville.
Very physical presence, give him a little size in there.
And he will defend the 6'11", 265-pound Omar Samhan. Golden has not taken a shot yet. Samhan trying to work Dorsainville. Gets the fade.
Omar Samhan squaring up. Nice soft touch for the big guy off the glass.
Dorsainville, he tried to catch it with his left hand, and it hit the baseline on the dribble. That's the 4th turnover for Oregon in this first half.
Boy, Steve, this is a team that only averages 14 per game. They force 17. They are struggling early on.
I think you're right. I think this crowd rattled them. They're so close to the floor, but that's much like McCourt and Eugene.
Yeah.
I love it there with the fans right on top of you.
Just not as much green in this facility.
You're right. And there's Samhan with a chance for the old-fashioned three-point play.
This is the exact atmosphere that Omar Samhan thrives in. He loves to play to the crowd. See a little chest thumping right there. He loves it. Anytime the camera can be on him, that's where he wants to be. He loves this kind of energy and atmosphere.
He is from just 15 minutes away at San Ramon Valley High School in the East Bay, and he misses the three-point play opportunity. 6 points, though. Lunan on the drive. Flips it inside to Dorsainville, and it's out of bounds. So that's the 5th turnover for the Ducks.
The defense dropped down the lane that time. Help side D, the rotation was perfect. Caused that turnover.
Mills wants to change the play. St. Mary's led by Mills with only 1 turnover. He's the freshman point guard from Australian Institute for Sport, one of the top development programs in all of Australia, and most young players stay a year and a half. He stayed 3, and they say that's why he's so fundamentally sound and probably their best on-ball defender. That's rare for a freshman.
Great spacing by Oregon, but they're just not moving enough, finding the openings.
And a shoving foul is called against the St. Mary's Gales. It goes against Tron Smith.